Hello students, to continue with Geography, Chapter 7, Lifelines of National Economy, Part 4. Today we are going to study about waterways. Since time immemorial, India was one of the seafaring countries. Its seamen sailed far and near, thus carrying and spreading Indian commerce and culture. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. They are most suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods. It is fuel efficient and environmental friendly mode of transport. India has inland navigation waterways of 14,500 km in length. Out of these, only 5,685 kilometers are navigable by mechanized vessel. The following waterways has been declared as the national waterways by the government. National waterway number 1, the Ganga River between Allahabad and Haldia. National waterway number 2, the Brahmaputra River between Sadia and Dubri. National waterway number 3, the West Coast Canal in Kerala. National waterway number 4, specified stretches of Godavari and Krishna River along with Kakinada Puducherry stretch of canals. National waterway number 5, specified stretches of river Brahmani along with Matai River, delta channels of Mahanadi and Brahmani rivers, and East Coast Canal. There are some other inland waterways on which substantial transportation takes place. These are Mandvi, Churai, Kamburjua, Sundarbans, Barak, backwaters of Kerala, and tidal stretches of some other rivers. Apart from these, India's trade with foreign countries is carried from the ports located along the coast. India has a long coastline of 7,516.6 km with 12 major and 187 notified minor or intermediate ports. The major ports handle 95% of India's foreign trade. Major seaports in India are divided into two categories, on western coast and number 2 on eastern coast. On western coast, the major ports are number 1 Kandla, number 2 Mumbai, number 3 Jawaharlal Nehru Port, number 4 Merma Goa, number 5 New Mangalore, and number 6 Kochi. Ports on the eastern coast are number 1 Tuticorin, number 2 Chennai, number 3 Vishakhapatnam, number 4 Paradeep, number 5 Haldia, and number 6 Kolkata. Now, first one is Kandla. Kandla in Kutch was the first port developed soon after independence. It was developed to reduce the volume of trade on Mumbai port. In the wake of loss of Karachi port to Pakistan after the partition, Kandla is a tidal port. It caters to the convenient handling of exports and imports of highly productive granary and industrial belt stretching across the states of Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan and Gujarat. Mumbai is the biggest port with a spacious natural and well-sheltered harbour. The Jawaharlal Nehru Port was planned with a view to decongest the Mumbai port and serve as a hub port for this region. Merma Port, it is a premier iron ore exporting port of the country. This port accounts for about 50% of India's iron ore export. New Mangalore Port, it exports iron ore from Kudremukh mines. Kochi, it is located on the entrance of a lagoon with a natural harbour. Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu, this port has a natural harbour. It trades a large variety of cargoes to our neighbouring countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, etc. Chennai, it is the one of oldest artificial port of the country. It is ranked next to Mumbai in terms of volume of trade and cargo. Visakhapatnam, it is the deepest landlocked and well protected port. This port was developed as a port for iron ore exports. Paradip Port, it is located in Odisha. It specializes in the export of iron ore. Kolkata, it is an inland riverine port. This port serves a very large and rich hinterlands of Ganga Brahmaputra basin. Being a tidal port, it requires constant dragging of Hooghly River. Haldia Port, it was developed as a subsidiary port in order to relieve growing pressure on Calcutta port. Thanks for watching.